everybody, Chris with How to Tesla here. So today I wanted to talk about why I chose the Model Y Performance over other Teslas and over other manufacturers when I made the decision to buy an electric vehicle. So as far as why I chose the Model Y Performance, as I shopped around and I went to a Tesla dealership for the first time, the first car I drove, which as a matter of fact was the first Tesla I've ever driven, was a Model 3 Performance. And oh my Lord, I fell in love with that car. I had never been in a car that accelerated so fast, that was so fun to drive, that looked so cool on the inside. It was absolutely amazing. And fun fact, if you've never driven a Tesla before, you typically only drive with the gas pedal. You don't actually use the brake pedal. As you let up off the gas pedal, the motors intrinsically slow the car down, so you don't actually use the brake. For about 30 seconds, I thought it was the worst thing ever. I absolutely hated it. Thought, why on earth would anybody do this? But then as you kind of get the delicate adjustments of feathering the gas pedal, like just lightly lifting it up, and you know how much to lift up to stop at a certain distance, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. After a couple times of stopping, you'll probably do what I did and look around like, why on earth isn't every car like this? It's so much easier driving with one pedal. Oh, it totally blew my mind. So the reason I ended up not going with the Model 3 Performance and moving into the Model Y Performance first was storage. So being that I travel a lot for work, I'm every week having to load and unload suitcases into the back of the car. The Model 3 actually has a lot of storage. I was extremely surprised with how much storage you could get out of such a small vehicle. But the Model Y really has quite a bit more, and it just makes it much easier. And being able to fold down the back seats and just have a really large area to be able to store quite a bit of things really made a big difference to me. And definitely played a part in why I chose the Model Y. With that, the cabin room on the inside. Now, I'm 6'2". I weigh 185 pounds. So having the extra headroom and just overall space around me makes a big difference. And the moment I hopped into the Model Y, it was very evident. The looks of the interior are very similar to the Model 3, but the overall general room that you have is quite, at least it felt to me like quite a bit more than what they had in the Model 3. And even the seats felt more comfortable. Now, I have heard in the past that the black faux leather seats are not as comfortable as the white faux leather seats. And when I did the test drive on the Model 3, they had the black seats, and the Model Y had the white seats. But I could feel a big difference in the comfort. Now, at that time, I had never heard of the color making a difference. So it might be the material that they use to dye or something like that. But I just assumed that it was the seats in the Model Y are more comfortable. Somebody can leave a comment and let me know if that's actually the case or not. So at that time, I just assumed it was the Model Y, but it very well could have actually been the color of the seats, believe it or not. So getting in, I really felt the comfort, the room, and then taking into account the storage space really played a huge factor in me going with the Model Y. However, the speed, oh man, the speed in the Model 3, I had never felt anything like that before. The Model Y Performance is extremely fast also. Like, it's going to beat most sports cars out there, but you can tell the difference. It's not as fast as the Model 3 Performance. I would absolutely love it if it were. But it's not, and it wasn't a big enough difference to persuade me to go with the Model 3. And it's not like I really speed a lot or anything like that. I love the feel of the acceleration. Sometimes, if I work a 12 or a 16-hour shift at the hospital, I'm beat and I've had a bad day and you're just kind of down in the dumps. Emotionally, things take a toll on you. And when you're going onto the on-ramp to get on the highway, and you just gun it just to get up to speed and it throws you back, man, I don't, you're a robot if it doesn't put a smile on your face. It's absolutely enjoyable and I absolutely love it. I also really, really like the look of the interior of the Model Y with the all glass roof and then complementing it with the white leather seats. When I'm driving and I turn around and look behind me, I feel like I'm in the cockpit of like a starship. You know, it looks so futuristic and it kind of, it's like right out of a sci-fi movie. So with that, emotionally, it makes me feel good. And I know you shouldn't buy on emotion, and that's not the main reason that I bought it, but it's a nice to have if you enjoy those kinds of things. The biggest reason, however, why I chose the Model Y, especially over other manufacturers, the Model Y received the highest safety rating of any car ever produced, ever. With as much as I drive and as much as I love my friends and family, to me, it was not even a question that safety was going to be one of the biggest things that I looked at. And being at the top of any car that's ever been manufactured, it really sold me on it. I think that giving yourself better odds, if God forbid you end up in an accident, having better odds of surviving or coming out without serious injury is absolutely just an insurmountable hill for the other manufacturers to climb. The Model 3 and other Teslas all rate extremely high as well. But I was just so impressed with it being the safest car that if that's the most important thing to me, that I know that I've probably purchased the absolute best vehicle for my life. Now, I also really liked the Model X, but God, the price difference was just huge. I mean, that's a lot of money. The Model Y is a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but man, the Model X, I really loved it. Love the Falcon Wing doors, but it's just, when you're looking at over six figures for a car, it's absolutely crazy. And I did not test drive it. I would have loved to test drive one, especially a Plaid, just to feel that sort of speed. But they didn't have any at the dealers, I keep wanting to call it a dealership, but at the Tesla location that I went to, I would have really, I think, enjoyed it. But I do enjoy the glass roof, and you don't get the complete glass roof with the Model X, so that would have definitely been, a bit of a bummer. And then lastly, the last big reason that I chose the Model Y was the range. I get just over 300 miles on the Model Y Performance. This is a 2022. And driving as much as I do, it's really important for me not to have to charge as much. As you guys know, it's not like a gas station where you're in and out in 3 minutes. You have to stop and then you're charging, 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how much of a charge you need to get back home or get, wherever it is you're going. So that's really important because I do hate adding the time of my drives. It's a pain in the butt, and that's my biggest complaint with Tesla. But overall, when it's all said and done, if I had to go back and do it again, I would 100% purchase the Tesla Model Y Performance again. I have absolutely loved it. In the 7, maybe 8 months that I purchased it at the end of June, since then I've put over 30,000 miles on it, and I have had to do zero maintenance. I've had zero issues with it. It has been absolutely phenomenal. It, with the safety features and with the self-driving, going on the long trips frequently and not having the mental and physical malaise where you're just worn out from the drive. You put it in autopilot or self-driving, and you let it do most of the work. You pay attention, but you find that you are much less fatigued than what you are in a traditional car. And any of the other manufacturers who manufacture EVs, they're not going to give you anything more than the lane keep assist features. There's really nothing out there that that even competes with what Tesla's offering for their self-driving software. It's absolutely worth it, guys. I cannot tell you enough how happy I am with this purchase. 10 out of 10. I'd do it all over again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this perspective from somebody who owns a Tesla Model Y Performance, and maybe it'll give you some ideas if you're out there in the market, if you have some concerns about it, things like that. But this is just my opinion, just one man's point of view. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.